The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
It's time to get your business in gear. Do you feel that sometimes you're in the right industry, but you're not attracting the right clients? Well, let's figure it out intimately with Tammeron is a 1-hour show presenting you with simple and basic tips to help you create a more intimate, fulfilling business and personal life. Now, here's your host, Tammeron.
Welcome to this fun-filled, interactive, intimate hour with me, Tammeron. I've created this show to provide you, my listeners, with some of the top experts in the world who can help us all create more fun, passion, and intimacy back into our personal and professional lives. Life is filled with endless lists of things to do, and we get so caught up in the pace of it all that sometimes we forget to just let it all go and remind ourselves of what really matters the most. Things like, who do we want to spend our time with? What do we want to spend our time doing? And how can we make that time more fun, honorable, and pleasurable? And those are the questions that I asked myself, and I'm sure you are feeling the same way. Many of us live crazy, hectic lives, and at some point we feel like something is just missing. And I think I found the answer for me in my life, and I want to share some more. And what I realized that I was lacking deep intimacy in my life, and it was affecting my personal and my business relationships. And I felt lonely, misunderstood, and I also felt that somehow I was dying on the inside. So how could that be? I knew that I was a genuine, caring, loving person, but how come I wasn't happy? How come I felt so terrible and I couldn't explain it? Well, I was determined to find out and get my own answers, and through much prayer and faith, I set out on a path that clearly showed me the way. But I wanted the quick answers, and don't we all? And being as stubborn as I am, my life showed me something that was very unexpected. I was looking for happiness, love, and abundance in the wrong place, and I was looking for everyone else in my life to provide that for me. I was expecting it to show up just like in the movies or on TV. And I thought I was entitled. And after working with other leaders and coaches and motivational speakers and maybe reading some good books, this all gave me the tools and the tips on how to get the answer. And after walking down that path for well over 10 years, I got it. And I just about fell over when I realized the truth. How come no one teaches you this stuff in school? ABC 1, 2, 3 doesn't even compare to what I had learned. And this was like the treasure in the treasure box that we all hope to find secretly hidden in our house somewhere or buried in that backyard from our ancestors. And I found me. And I realized that old cliche that no one else can make me happy. No one else can provide for me. No one else can satisfy my needs, and no one else even has a clue what does it for me, and it isn't their job, it's my job. So what did this mean? It meant figure out what excites me, figure out what scares me, and figure out what I would love to try doing, and figure out what I'm feeling, and figure out a way to communicate it all. I was lacking deep communication skills, and I didn't have a clue to understand what I was feeling and how to express it. So I learned because I was forced to learn, and I kept on learning. And I love to read, take courses, meet others, and share experiences. And lo and behold, I became so grounded, and I felt so fulfilled and so happy that I can't stop smiling because I love my life and I love me. And then some incredible things started happening for me too, where I was attracting beautiful people into my life, personally and professionally. And I became very intimate with myself and others, and that just created beautiful, passionate love in my life. And for me, that loneliness dissipated. And people trust me and they want to share with me. So I've designed this show to help you do the same. Sit back and enjoy as we all learn how to figure it out intimately as I bring on amazing guests, some co-hosts, and we share some beautiful stories, challenges, and some great tips on how to give you all that fun, passion, and intimacy back into your entire life that you deserve also. So if you'd like to call and ask questions, the number is always toll free at 1-888-346-9141. If you'd like to send me an email, please do so at Tammeron@figureitoutlive.com, or hit the email host button here on the Empowerment channel. So today, no guest, it's just me. Hopefully we'll get someone to call in today. So I just want to remind you guys that number is always toll free at 1-888-346-9141. So today, again, I'm really going to share some personal stories, things that are really happening right now in my business, and it's also happening as a reflection in my personal life as well, because I do believe that everything is a mirror. When something happens in one aspect of your life, you're going to see changes and results in another area of your life, but a lot of people don't take the time to look, and that's why I love to journal. I love to write things down. I like to slow down, take some time to notice. Again, I'm someone who does a lot. I tend to attract people who are visionaries, people who tend to have a lot of ideas, a lot of things on the go. And what do you do with it all? So this is one of the problems that we have, and I've had in the past. So I'm going to share some stories tonight. So really, I'm going to be talking a lot about a strategy for people who want to start a business. I honestly believe, and this is just my own personal opinion, that more and more people are going to become entrepreneurs. I think there's a lot of things changing in the corporate world, and I don't necessarily think it's all bad, to be honest. I feel that more people are going to become entrepreneurs and maybe get more into that concept of subcontracting. More and more we're going to see that. Now, this is just my own personal prediction, but I think in the long run, it's going to be better. I do believe that when you offer a position to someone and you say, hey, this is the job, this is the description, can you fulfill it, or can you see yourself, fulfilling most of it, you're going to see more people saying, yeah, it's exactly what I do, or to be able to hire out or subcontract these positions. And so you get exactly what you want instead of trying to find employees and try to, put the people to fit. So I think as we become more specialized in understanding what our skills are, how we can help someone in their business, because as an entrepreneur, you need other people. And that's the whole concept. It's like building a community. So when you want to build a business, I think the more people you know, the more defined someone can be, and to understand themselves more uniquely is how the world is going to change, especially in North America. Again, this is my prediction, but a lot of people are saying that they really would love to have their own business. It seems to be a big dream for a lot of people, and it always was for me. And to be honest, after being an entrepreneur for 26 years, I started to realize lately that I have a lot of knowledge to share. And so I'm going to be talking about some of my programs, why I do what I do, and hopefully I can get some knowledge out to you guys and to really give you guys some tips on what it is you're really going to need if you're wanting to get started. It's fascinating, some of the questions that people ask me, and it just makes me reflect on where I was a long time ago. And also, as my business changes, which I'm sure for a lot of people theirs is too, it's like you've got to go back to thinking in ways that are very simple, but get straight to the issue at hand. And so when you do that and you get in the pattern of doing that, or even templating it, which is what I'm going to give you guys tonight, is you can do something. It doesn't matter what you do. You can just take the information and you can use it to start building your business. A lot of times as well, people are in business, so they're already entrepreneurs and they're not getting the results that they want. So they start looking or they give up. And I hate to see when people give up. I honestly believe that if you feel that this is your calling, that you're meant to do it, you're just going to need some guidance and some tips. And you might as well take that guidance from other people who have been there. And this is why I'm going to share some of the stuff with you guys tonight. So one of the books I'm just going to share with you right now is an old book. I'm going to be taking a little bit of information from it. It's called How to Get What You Really Want by Barbara Scheer. Now, this is an older book. It was written, at least 20 years ago, but it's a really good book. And again, it's all about intention. It's all about what we think about, and she has a step-by-step plan. Now, she talks about more of a personal goal plan and how to make your dreams come true, but to be honest, it really does apply to your business, and there's even some aspects of her book. So these are the tips that I use as well. So I'm going to share a little bit from her as well. Again, the book is called How to Get What You Really Want by Barbara Scheer. So lots to give you guys tonight. So now, one of the first things that I really want to talk about is if you are thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, or you already are an entrepreneur and you don't have a coach or a support system in place, I guarantee you might be going in circles. So that's really what I want to focus on, and I'm going to share some stories about the different types of business coaches that I've actually had as well. So that's the first thing, is a coach. Now, when someone says to you, I'm a business coach, the thing is, you need to find out exactly what type of a business coach they are, because there are business coaches out there that can talk to you about business plans. There's people out there that can talk to you about financial plans. And there's people that are out there who can really help you define what it is that might be more of your purpose. Now, there are a ton of people out there that are really focused on that. I see a lot of that on Facebook as well. A lot of people saying, hey, find your purpose, find your purpose, find your purpose. Now, I understand that it's about finding your purpose, but if you can work with someone like me who can really tune into what's really going on, really intuitively ask you guys some of the really powerful questions and really take a good look at your life, I honestly believe that it is a mirror of some of the things that you can offer somebody in a business. Because as you've worked through challenges in your own personal life, you can use those same skills in a business mindset. Now, I'm somebody who's a visionary, so I'm someone who has a lot of ideas. That's my strength, is to have a lot of ideas. I can say to someone, hey, you should do this, you could do that, blah, blah, blah. And people go, how do you know that? I don't know how I know. It's not about having all the answers. It's just that it's like I hear people talking, and it's like my brain starts to link up different things. And I go, okay, this is an industry that you might be able to take those skills that you have and apply them. So this is something where I really like to focus in with people, and I talk to them in my workshop called I Am the Expert. And basically, we can take challenges that you may not have seen, or pain or issues of your life, and you can turn that into greatness. It's like taking the lemons and making lemonade. So we're really powerful. Now, that's me as the visionary. Like I say, I'm really good with stuff like that. So for someone like me, I need to have a system in place. And so I tend to attract people who are just like me. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, is that people come to me because they have too many ideas and they don't know what to do with it. And the way that I became successful was because I had to hire a different type of a coach who could take all my ideas, let me focus on one thing, and how to plan workshops, how to plan full-day events, and how to do speaking engagements, and how to take all that information of my life and actually put it into a book. That was a very powerful business coach. Now, that is someone who I had to work with for 6 to 8 months. Will I share that information with you? Yes, I do. When I see people that may be very similar in that, where they really have powerful stories, I work with other people as coaches, as affiliates. So I guide you to people that I might feel could help you along the way. All right, so that's the first step that we need to understand, is what type of a coach do you actually need. So we're already at that first break time, and what I'm going to do is take it right now, and when I get back, I'm going to share some more tips with you on what you need if you are in the idea of having a new business in mind and you want to get started. All right, so this is Tammeron. You're listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately here on the Empowerment Channel. So stay tuned for more after the break.
follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Do you feel that you are in the right industry of serving others, yet you are not attracting as many clients as you would like? Magic happens when anyone brands their true self as the forefront of their business. I am currently looking for entrepreneurs who know they have a calling, yet feel as though something is missing. Yes, sometimes we're in our business every day that we can't see our own gifts and uniqueness, and that is where I come in. My gift as an entrepreneur is that I was struggling with the same issue, so I hired other business coaches to help me see what I couldn't. It was an enduring, difficult self-discovery, but it was well worth it. It catapulted me to capture my talents and use them to help other entrepreneurs. And here's how I can help you in a way that is so unique, authentic, and super fun. I am looking for guests to be live on my radio show who are willing to share what they feel is their biggest problem in their business. And I will help you figure out what is the core issue and catapult your business forward. Contact me, Tammeron, through my host page on Let's Figure It Out Intimately on the Empowerment Channel now.
What does creme de la creme mean? It's the greatness of living, the willingness to be the best. It's living beyond what you know is possible with no limitation. Access Consciousness presents Creme de la Creme, a program that empowers you to choose and create the life you would like to have and entices you into being who you are, not who others would have you be. It's the best of the best. It's the finer things in life. It's brilliant. It's fun. It's exciting. Join us for Creme de la Creme every Tuesday at 12 noon Pacific Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
You've tuned into Let's Figure It Out Intimately with your host, Tammeron. Want to be a guest live on her show? Email Tammeron at figureitoutlive.com. If you'd like to call into today's program, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. This is Tammeron, and you're listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately here on the Empowerment Channel. And today's show is all about a business startup strategy. So this basically is for people who are maybe still in the corporate world or, deciding to change jobs or just figuring, their life needs a change and they really want to be living more of their purpose. So I'm sharing some personal stories of things that I went through as well, just so I can really help you guys. Because again, I honestly believe that if you're in the industry of serving others, it's about serving what you know, and I believe that it's through your own life experiences, if you can tap into that and pass down that knowledge without judgment or without trying to control the outcome as well. So that's very, very powerful to understand when you are a coach, is you're there to help your clients find what they need and not tell them what to do. So again, that is crucial. So when you are looking for a business coach, which is what I was talking about before the first break, that's another tip I want to share, is if you have someone that's really telling you what to do a lot instead of really guiding you, be careful of that, because it's really about you. It's about a coach who can teach you how to tap into your greatness as well. So when they can let go, it just makes it more powerful, especially for the client. And again, it ensures how mature the coach actually is. I've heard horror stories from people who did exactly what their coaches told them to do, and turned out to be a disaster. And again, people aren't living their truth. So just be careful of that. And also, I always offer a free 15-minute consultation call. So please go to tammeronsplace.com. Check that out on the consultation page. And if you do have any questions about anything that I am talking about, or if you're just curious as to wanting to know more about what I do, that is the place to go. And you can book a free 15-minute consultation call with me right there, tammeronsplace.com. So I was talking about the business coach and different types of coaches that you actually need. So if you're someone like me, just to recap, if you're a visionary, have a lot of ideas, I had to find a coach who actually helped me channel all my ideas and how to create them into a signature story that I can use for speaking, put it into a book, and take all that information, put it into workshops and events, and also to connect everything with my radio show here. So again, it's very fascinating when you can see someone looking at something from the outside and to help you channel all that information, because there are a lot of visionaries out there. So I just love it. Again, if you do work with me, if you become a part of my group, I share who it is that I've worked with and my affiliates. And a lot of the people actually who I've worked with have been guests on my radio show, or that's how I found them, or I worked with them and I asked them to be a guest. All right. So we've got lots of great business people coming up in the future as well. So stay tuned for future shows. Now, so we've got different types of business coaches. What else is really, really powerful if you want to become an entrepreneur? It's about mastermind groups. So not only do you have a coach who might be making sure that, you're getting your work done, because you might already have a job, you might be a parent who's at home with their kids and thinking, okay, in a year or two, I got to get out. I've got to, create a job for myself or whatever. I understand that there's a lot of planning involved. And so by having a coach, they're going to keep you on track. But another really powerful thing to do, and this is in a lot of the big business books, especially in the famous book, Think and Grow Rich, is mastermind groups. So it's a little bit different from a business coach. And what is the difference? A mastermind group is a bunch of people who get together. And this is what we do here actually in Bell Fountain every second Wednesday. So we had our group here today, and I'm going to share a little bit more about that later on in the show. But a mastermind group is actually just a support group. So it's basically anybody, but it's cool if you can get people who do different things. And it's good if you can get people of different ages, men and women. It's fascinating to see how brilliant we can become as a group and to hear people's different perspective on things. And it will blow you away when you put a question out to the group saying, hey, what do people think about this? Or does anybody know anybody who can help me with this? Blah, blah, blah. How that group can actually work. So even today, for example, I was sharing with my group, I'll share this right now, that I had an idea and I said, I love to golf. It's hopefully going to be summer here soon. It's actually quite cold here again, but with summer coming, I feel like I want to be with more entrepreneur type people and to hang out, because as my business is changing and my life is changing, I find that my friends change too. Now that doesn't mean I don't have friends. I'm not connected to my friends from the past, but I have. But a lot of my friends are busy, and some of them are entrepreneurs as well. And so their jobs are taking them to different places and they're traveling. And so we don't have an opportunity to spend as much time together, even though we can text or email or whatever. So I'm feeling this need to connect with some new people. And because I love to golf, and I haven't been golfing much because I've been so busy in my business, and now I'm ready to really delegate and to hire more people, I'm thinking I want to get that going, that energy back in my life. And so I put it out to the group today. I said, does anybody know anybody who belongs to some specific golf clubs out here? Because I'm even thinking some of the members of a golf club could be my potential clients. They could be people who are thinking about, starting up their business, or they're in their own business and, they're willing to spend the money to really get what they need. Because when you're working with people that, really don't have the passion, or they don't have the money or whatever, it's hard. And I realize that. So they might have to be going to different places to actually get the help that they need. They might be going to more service-oriented types of places. Whereas with someone like me, I can work very individually with someone one-on-one, and I can really get people to where they need to go. Because the truth is, people don't work with me for a long time. 2-3 hours, maybe sometimes a full day. And that's how I created all of my programs and events, because that's what I attract. And that's generally how I like to work with people. I like to help them solve the problems that they have right at hand, and they move on, or I refer them to somebody else who can really get them going. So with that in mind, I was saying to people, how or do you guys know anybody? And it was so fascinating how at first nobody seemed to know anybody. And yet as we started talking and throwing ideas out there, things came to life. And we started talking about, oh yeah, I know this person, and maybe you could try this and try that. And so what started out as an empty answer to my question, we ended up with all kinds of ideas. So I came out with a whole page full of ideas. And during that, it was helping the other people in the room to see ways that they could actually find some potential clients as well. So it's really cool how these groups work. A lot of people do them online. Some of them you do have to pay for, I know that. And some of them are free. And so if you can find people that are willing to work together, my strategy is just remember to get different people, different ages, and men and women, because men and women think very, very differently. So it's good to have that balance of both. And, it shows people's different strengths. And if you're someone who is like me, who's more of a visionary, it's cool if you have people in the room who are more strategy type people, where they can go, okay, take your idea and break it down so that you know what your steps are. So it's really fascinating when that works. And again, if you don't know anybody, please contact me, email me here if you'd like, or hit the email host button here on my host page, and you can join one of our groups, or I know some other people who do them as well. And again, a lot of people do this via Skype. So it's quite fascinating. In every business course I've ever taken where I've worked with people who make big money, they're all in mastermind groups. Don't kid yourself. Even these people who are millionaires and billionaires, they do exactly what I'm talking about today. You need the coaches and you need the support groups, all right? So they're different things, and you're going to need different types of coaches. So you need to understand that you get what you need. And if people aren't referring you to another coach, I'd be leery of that. If they think they can be your answer to everything, not a good idea. So please be careful. And again, contact me if you are not sure. Okay, because I've been in this industry for a long time. I read a lot of books, and I take a lot of courses myself. And so I tend to attract a lot of entrepreneurs. So just to recap, okay, with that business coach and the mastermind groups. Now, I just want, before I go for my next break, I just want to remind you that when you're working with planners, people that are going to talk to you about plans, which is what I work on in my business intimacy workshop, is that you're going to need different types of plans, okay? Things that are more of a goal-setting plan, and maybe more of a financial plan as well, so you can break it down and really see where you're going to make money and where you need to start, all right? And how you build that, how you create a funnel system, all right? So it's very, very fascinating when you can actually take all your ideas and write it down. And I say this so many times on my show, and in so many ways. I talk about this all the time with everybody. When you write things down, magic happens. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because we take things out of our subconscious and make it conscious, and we actually put it on paper. But pretty much whatever stuff I write down, and I make people write things down when I work with them. When they're standing there telling me things or whatever, I either pull out the pen and paper and I write it for them and I give it to them, or I tell people, if you've never written something down, you're going to start writing things down, okay? So, again, it's very, very powerful. So I do share all the information with people in my programs, and we have templates that we fill in, and you're going to see how the magic starts to happen. Okay, so I'm just going to take my next break, my second break now, and when I get back, I'm going to share a little bit from this book called How to Get What You Really Want by Barbara Sher after this break. So stay tuned for more with me, Tammeron, after the break.
Have you friended us on Facebook yet?
Why not?
Just go to facebook.com/Voice America or search for the keywords Voice America. Once you are part of our Facebook network, you'll receive daily messages about what's happening with our shows, this week's featured guests, and new happenings at the Voice America Talk Radio Network. And you can add your voice to the always active discussions on our timeline. Just go to facebook.com/Voice America or search for Voice America.
Do you feel that you are in the right industry of serving others, yet you are not attracting as many clients as you would like? Magic happens when anyone brands their true self as the forefront of their business. I am currently looking for entrepreneurs who know they have a calling, yet feel as though something is missing. Yes, sometimes we're in our business every day that we can't see our own gifts and uniqueness, and that is where I come in. My gift as an entrepreneur is that I was struggling with the same issue, so I hired other business coaches to help me see what I couldn't. It was an enduring, difficult self-discovery, but it was well worth it. It catapulted me to capture my talents and use them to help other entrepreneurs. And here's how I can help you in a way that is so unique, authentic, and super fun. I am looking for guests to be live on my radio show who are willing to share what they feel is their biggest problem in their business. And I will help you figure out what is the core issue and catapult your business forward. Contact me, Tammeron, through my host page on Let's Figure It Out Intimately on the Empowerment Channel now.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
The future of online TV is here. View exclusive content from your favorite talk radio hosts and new programs that you can't see anywhere else. Visit voiceamerica.tv today.
You've tuned into Let's Figure It Out Intimately with your host, Tammeron. Want to be a guest live on her show? Email Tammeron at figureitoutlive.com. If you'd like to call into today's program, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. This is Tammeron, and today we're talking about strategies for business startups. So if you're someone who is an entrepreneur just starting out, or if you're still out in the workforce and you're thinking about creating your own business, the tools and tips that I'm talking about today are really going to be beneficial for you. So stay tuned, because I'm going to share some more information as well, especially some cool stuff from this book called How to Get What You Really Want from Barbara Sharon. So one of the things that I tend to do notice, and I used to be like this until I actually hired a coach, so I know this feeling very well, is if you find yourself just taking one more course, and you just don't feel like you have enough knowledge to create a business around helping others or serving people, or what they call living your purpose, it seems to be that buzzword right now, then my course, I Am the Expert workshop, is definitely for you. So I encourage you guys, check it out. Go to my website, tammeronsplace.com, book a free 15-minute consultation call with me, and we'll see if I can help you, because a lot of times it's not the case that you don't have the knowledge. The truth is you do have the knowledge, and it's your life experiences, I don't care what age you are, that you can share your knowledge with someone else. So if even for someone who's like, 25 or 30 years old wanting to start a business, there's lots of skill sets and lots of things that play a role in how you can help other people. So you may not be someone who's going to be helping people, say, at my age, but there's probably a huge market for people that are within your own age group that you can really take your tools and share that stuff. So age really doesn't matter as long as you've been out in the workforce or even in school, but actually applying some of your skills somewhere. We're going to take a good look at that. So it's a really fascinating workshop. Again, I am the expert, and even for a lot of people who've dealt with emotional issues in their life, especially in the holistic industry, we're going to take that pain and we're going to turn it into greatness for you. So we're going to show you how you can make lemonade out of the things that are lemons in your life. So we'll turn that around for you, because a lot of times we don't see things from the outside. So it comes very easily for me. So again, my workshops are generally about 2 hours long. I Am the Expert is a 2-hour workshop. I can do it via Skype, or I can do it live in person. And my other workshop that is 2 hours as well is called my Who Am I workshop. And that is more about really looking at your archetypes, which I love. And that's how I realized I was a visionary. So I know my strengths and my weaknesses. So when you know your strengths, then you know how you're going to be able to run a business and the type of people you need to look for based on your weaknesses. Because even as an entrepreneur, you're still going to need to hire out, and you're going to need to hire other people. And that also might be the type of people that you're looking for in a business coach or in your mastermind groups. So very, very powerful knowledge to have. So that's my Who Am I workshop. So what I'm going to do is share with you from this book. And it's a very fascinating concept, is that, when you've got people and you need help, it's understanding how to talk to people to find out what you need. And that's exactly what happened to me today when I went to my group and I said, listen, I need to find people in the golf industry. Like, does anybody know anybody who's a member, or anybody who owns a golf course? And so it was quite fascinating how at the beginning of the conversation, no one seemed to know anything. And by the end of the conversation, I had a whole page full of ideas, and things started coming to people. So it's quite interesting. So what she says here is there's 2 rules that she believes that you've got to follow if you want your what she calls a barn raising group, where I'm talking about a support group or a mastermind group, if you want this to be effective. And she says the first is be as specific as possible about what you need. Unless you've gotten stuck for ideas and you want some group brainstorming working with your flowchart, you should have this. You should have helped you reach it at this point. Asking for help doesn't work. It may get you sympathy or some well-meaning suggestions that miss the mark, but eventually you'll just get a helpless shrug. But if you ask for a secondhand piano, a contact in the music business, or lessons in auto mechanics, it's like dropping a beckoning worm into a pond full of hungry bass. Every mind in the room will rise to the bait. Okay, so she's just giving some funny examples here. So be very specific about what it is that you need. She says here, she gives an example of how it works. Could you put me in the personal contact with someone who speaks and writes fluent Chinese and could translate into English? It doesn't have to be someone you know. It could be a friend of a friend, or a waiter in your favorite Chinese restaurant, or a professor at a university where a friend of yours teaches. But I want a name, an address, a phone number, and the name of the in-go-between so that I can go in and say so-and-so sent me. I'll bet that the farthest thing from your mind just now was the people in your personal universe who know Chinese. But if you give it a few minutes thought, I'll bet you realize that you can solve my problem. And if, on the other hand, I had said, I'd like to have a pen pal in Peking, can you help me? The chances are that, unless I was making a clear request for brainstorming, you would have shrugged your shoulders and felt helpless. Okay? So do you see the differences there when she's zeroing right in on what she needs, or just being very vague? So before you get what you need, you've got to take responsibility for knowing what you need. Okay? Very important in business, and having the courage to ask people. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about this at the end of the show. Being clear and specific about your needs is one of the most important ways of treating yourself like a winner. It's also the signal to everyone else that you're serious about your goals. So if what you need is hard times and an ill-defined problem often conceals fear or pain, ask for hard times. If you need ideas, ask for brainstorming. And if you need a tractor or a violin, ask for a tractor or a violin. The chances are excellent that you'll get it. All right? The second rule for getting the most out of a barn raising is always ask for the most specific information you can get. Names, addresses, phone numbers, book titles, etc. Remember that what you are aiming for is to get your flow chart down to first steps, things you can do today or tomorrow. And if you want to make the move from the executive secretary to executive, then you can say, hey, I know somebody who did it. Don't say, well, great. Get that person's number and write it down. And if you need a write-up in the local paper and Bill's best friend's wife works as the copy editor, then you get their number so you can call and ask if they know a reporter. All right, so these are just some examples that she's giving you. So I'm going to share a personal story here as well, because in business, people always assume that if you're not asking for things, then everything is okay. All right. So that's one of the reasons why we need to be more specific, is because people just assume that because you don't ask, you already have it, or that you have something in place. And I have learned this the hard way. So, for example, I was asked to put an ad in a magazine. And I said to the person, listen, my business has changed so much. Even if I put a small ad in, people still remember the store how it was before. So would you be willing to write a small article and put it beside my ad so that it will explain in more detail what my ad really means? And sure enough, that owner of the magazine said absolutely no problem. I wasn't asking for a 4-page spread. I wasn't asking for a major interview. All I said was, could you please just write a personal article on your behalf and to represent my business, and then I'd be willing to buy the ad and to pay for it as well. And so again, it is about asking. And if they say no, they say no. But if they say yes, then you get what you need. All right. So it's very, very powerful. Again, if you're more open and helping people and be willing to be that way, and to allow yourself to be vulnerable, you're going to start attracting very similar people as well. And if you're going to be in business, you're going to be needing other businesses to help you. So it's really cool from the beginning to start working with people who have the same energy, who have the same belief systems, and energy will just start to flow. So it's very cool. And then you get to meet other people that they know as well, because when you're in business, people tend to talk about other business owners and what they do and that kind of stuff. So it's all really cool. And I just encourage you to actually take some risks and to ask for what you need, because in my life, many years ago, I would never ask. I would never say what I needed. And that's really what I talk about in the intro to my show was, I didn't have those communication skills. I wasn't speaking up, and I didn't have the tools to really get what I wanted out of my personal and my business life. And so I had to learn how to do it. And if I can do it, then anybody can do it. Just that old saying. So again, her book is called How to Get What You Really Want by Barbara Sher. So now we're getting close to the end of the show, and there's one concept I want to talk about a little bit more. We'll get into it when we get back from the last break, but it's about these emotional things that come up when you're in business. So if you do have a lot of fears about a lot of things, you're going to need to really address this stuff, because I'm telling you, it's going to affect your business. And one of the biggest things that I see right off the bat is that people don't trust other people. And so if you've had a past where you've had a lot of issues where people taken advantage of you, have taken your money, and you're afraid of hiring people because you're afraid that they're going to steal from you, or you don't want to trust them with your money, or that kind of stuff, it's going to create a huge problem because you're going to need other people. So this is one of the issues that I see with a lot of entrepreneurs right off the bat, is they can't build their business and they can't move forward because they can't trust. All right, so we're going to talk about that after the break. So just to give you a heads up on that, so I just want to remind you, this is Tammeron, and you're listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately here on Voice America on the Empowerment Channel. So stay tuned for more after the last break.
The future of online TV is here. View exclusive content from your favorite talk radio hosts and new programs that you can't see anywhere else. Visit voiceamerica.tv today.
When you make decisions, do you ever find yourself in doubt? Are you trying to figure out what's right with you? Are you ready to truly change your life? Listen for the Access Consciousness radio show with the founders of Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane Here. Consciousness is all about including everything and judging nothing. Our program will help you break free from your personal limitations and enhance positive change in all areas of your life. Tune in to Access Consciousness, Thursdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on Voice America Empowerment.
Do you feel that you are in the right industry of serving others, yet you are not attracting as many clients as you would like? Magic happens when anyone brands their true self as the forefront of their business. I am currently looking for entrepreneurs who know they have a calling, yet feel as though something is missing. Yes, sometimes we're in our business every day that we can't see our own gifts and uniqueness, and that is where I come in. My gift as an entrepreneur is that I was struggling with the same issue, so I hired other business coaches to help me see what I couldn't. It was an enduring, difficult self-discovery, but it was well worth it. It catapulted me to capture my talents and use them to help other entrepreneurs. And here's how I can help you in a way that is so unique, authentic, and super fun. I am looking for guests to be live on my radio show who are willing to share what they feel is their biggest problem in their business. And I will help you figure out what is the core issue and catapult your business forward. Contact me, Tammeron, through my host page on Let's Figure It Out Intimately on the Empowerment Channel now.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
You've tuned into Let's Figure It Out Intimately with your host, Tammeron. Want to be a guest live on her show? Email Tammeron at figureitoutlive.com. If you'd like to call into today's program, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. This is Tammeron. You're listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately here on the Empowerment Channel. So I was talking a little bit about trust just before the break. And again, if you do have issues with this and you are an entrepreneur or you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, you've really got to get this resolved. Again, it could be from things about your past. And so you need to really have someone who can help understand what's coming up for you and how to let it go. Now, as an energy worker myself and someone who has studied a lot of holistic modalities, I myself have gone through a lot of issues like this. And so it's been really helpful for me to find other people to help me with this kind of stuff. So I can help others. But as an entrepreneur, you're gonna go through all kinds of stuff. And so there are things you can do yourself and things that you can use with other people. So you're going to see other businesses that maybe specifically deal with certain emotional issues and whatever. So we get a little bit of everything in my workshops. It seems to be that I tend to attract people who have issues like this because, again, it is been a part of my past and stuff that I have worked through. So speaking of trust, not only if you have issues trusting others, one of the big things that I see is that you don't trust your own inner guidance. Okay, a lot of us are extremely intuitive, and we don't realize how intuitive it is until somebody really points that out for us, or we get validation from things. And so this is one of the questions that I like to ask people. And if you tend to take advice from others frequently instead of trusting your own inner guidance, I bet you any money that you have talents and you have things that have happened in your life that you can use to propel your business, or to take those skills and to really make your business flourish. All right. So that's something that I tend to see a lot in my own clients. All right. So that's part of the I Am the Expert workshop. And so we'll talk a lot about that and how to work through that. Okay. So it's really, really important. Now, when we're working through different aspects of our business, there's going to be things where you're going to go, okay, and now I need to learn how to do this, and now I need to learn how to do that. And so when all these things start coming up, you're going to start having these negative belief systems about, oh, I can't do this, I don't know how, I don't know anybody that can help me, I don't have the money. It just goes on and on and on. And so what happens is you don't move forward. And so what we need to do is to come up with a very personal system for you so that we can catch those triggers for you, and to find something where you can let go of that negative belief system, something that's going to work for you so that you can move forward. Again, I've studied lots of different things. I know lots of different people. I have read lots of books, and to be honest, you got to find what works for you, because they all work. But the truth is, you got to find something that's comfortable for you. And so some people do distance work. Some people like to work one-on-one. Some modalities, people need to touch you. Some modalities, you're going to have to learn how to use physical movements and that kind of stuff. And so you need to work with people that you feel comfortable working with, and with concepts and trainings that make sense to you. Because if you don't know what they're talking about, if it sounds all woo-woo or weird or crazy, or it doesn't have logical sense, or if it doesn't have a scientific background, you're wasting your money. So find something that works. Again, if you connect with me, you get to connect with my community of people, and I can really help you. And again, a lot of those people are people who've already been on my radio show already for the last couple of years here on Voice America. So lots of information out there, because it's those emotional insecurities and those fears that keep coming up that prevent us from working forward in our business. So if you want to know of an example, something, let's just say for me, I don't like to do accounting. All right. So I'm really good at math. I'm good at numbers, but I don't want to take a course on how to find my books or manage my books. So if that fear is coming up about not trusting people with your money and stuff, we need to figure out why, and who do you know in your group of people, in your mastermind groups, who may have had the same issue and found someone who was really honest and had a really good reputation, or even a business coach, someone who might know somebody. So again, you can always look at using the tools that I talked about earlier on today to work through this kind of stuff. And yeah, you don't need to throw everything at somebody who's an accountant, but you got to start asking people about who knows who, because people talk, and people talk about good things and they talk about bad things, and you will find out who the honorable people are and who the not so honorable people are. It's just the way the world works, and so that information was out there. And so if you learn how to do something like this, you're going to be able to apply it into all aspects of your business. But you've got to start, and you've just got to start working and doing something, all right? Because so much of what I see with people is that they get caught up, if you're a visionary, caught up with so many what ifs, so many ideas, that you never actually get to live out your dream. And so there's so many people out there who would be very successful as entrepreneurs. They just need someone to guide them. And so if you feel that you are someone who really needs it all, again, I highly encourage you to go to my website, tammeronsplace.com, book that free 15-minute consultation call with me, and let's see how I can help you, because it might just be that you need to start with a very simple workshop, the 2-hour workshop, which is I Am the Expert, or the Who Am I workshop, or we can make sure that you're going to be in my full business intimacy program, which is a 6-hour program where you get the templates, you get your business plan, you get your financial plan, and we break it down into different categories, and we start talking about your life story and things ways you can promote yourself, and what types of ways you're going to use things that are going to be suitable for you. So it's a really cool program. Again, I encourage you guys to check it out, and if you have any questions, please let me know. So it is that time. It always goes by so fast when I'm here by myself. It's so fascinating. So I want to thank you so much for taking your precious time out to spend it with me here today on my show. I hope you resonated with me in some way, or you feel compelled to listen again, or even share this show with your friends. Remember that my life is the same as yours. I'm not perfect. I'm just human, and I'm a crazy chick who wants to have more fun without having to give up any of my boundaries, and I want to be respected in my life as well. And most of all, I needed to learn how to communicate, and I talked about that tonight. I had to share my information and even laugh at myself, and most of all, listen to the needs of the people that I cared about, so that I received that life that I fantasized about when I was young. And I didn't create it the first time around, but I certainly found the tools to create what I want now, and that is exactly what I love to do the most, is to pass that knowledge down to you, my listeners. So thanks again for listening, and I hope you remember to come back next week for another crazy show here with me, Tammeron, on Let's Figure It Out Intimately. So cheers for now.
Thank you again for listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately. Please join Tammeron again next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Let's figure it out intimately. Again.